Good day. Good evening. Good everything. Hi everyone. Hope everybody had a good weekend. It was a pretty good weekend for me. Got a lot of work done on that final fight video, which is hopefully gonna be coming out for Patreon folks this weekend, and then a week or so later gonna be on the public YouTubes. It's not as big as my last video, but God, it feels like I've been working on it forever. I gotta figure out a better workflow. I gotta stop biting off these big projects, but they're so much fun. They're so much fun. Squad. I like the idea of being part of a squad. A 1 million power squad. Good day to you, Starlight Midori Land and Garo. Welcome, welcome. Turns out last Tuesday wasn't enough. We didn't cover all of the Double Dragon 2s. Turns out there's more than a couple more, but we're only going to cover two more. We're going to cover one that's pretty bad, in my opinion. I guess we'll see if my mind changes on it, but I don't think it will. And we're going to cover one that, is it good? It's either good or interesting. And sometimes you only need to be one of those things. You don't need to be good and interesting. You just need to be good, or you just need to be interesting. So I think at the very least, we'll all agree that the second one is interesting. But yeah, we did Arcade Double Dragon 2 for the first time on the stream last week, and we did NES Double Dragon 2, and I kind of started learning them. I did save states aplenty, and because I do want to learn those games a little bit better than I do, especially that weirdo NES one, because boy, the platforming sucks. Platforming really sucks, but it's an interesting game. Like everything apart from the platforming, in every way apart from the platforming, that game is better than the arcade version, in my opinion. Though I did have someone, back when I did the scrolling down the belt on Double Dragon 2, which was a while back, I've got this, I don't think it's anybody in the chat. I feel like by your attitudes, I would know if one of you were this person, so I think I'm pretty safe in saying this. There's a guy, he hasn't done it in a while, but there's a guy who sometimes, not every single video, but sometimes comments an absolute novel of his opinions and sometimes facts about whatever game that I'm covering that video, and sometimes he goes on some big tangents. And he was very upset that I thought any home version of Double Dragon was better than the arcade version, and just would not accept it. But, you know, that's YouTube. There are people like that on YouTube, as it turns out. And when you sign up to make YouTube videos, you sign up to have to run into those people sometimes. I guess I don't run into them very often. I'm not big enough for that, I guess. But I guess I should count myself lucky for the small amount I have to interact with such people. Right, exactly, Libra. Let him start his own damn channel then. But no, it's way fun. It's way more fun for him to comment on mine. And this just reminds me, gosh, what video was it? I want to say it was King of Dragons, but I don't remember exactly. But there was one that he commented on, not surprising. And fellow and much more popular than me arcade and retro streamer Lord BBH, who some of you may know. Also, he sometimes comments on the videos too, which is very nice of him. But he commented, and they started arguing in the comments, which is just like, what is happening here? What are any of you people doing? This is all crazy. All right. Anyway. Enough talking about YouTube comments. And we got some magazines to look at afterwards, but we gotta play the games first. It's like eating your vegetables. You have to play the game before you can read the magazine. I guess you can argue which one of those is better, but one of them's better, and one of them we're gonna do before the other. That's a Sega logo. Look at that. All right. And so that kind of gives away, I suppose, what our first port is here. Let me just make sure this is all okay for the stream as far as the audio and whatnot. All right. This is Double Dragon 2 on the Mega Drive. Not on the Genesis, actually. As far as I know, this did not come out in the West for the Sega Genesis. This only came out in Japan. And maybe there's a reason for that. Though we didn't show it on stream, yes, you have to play with your vegetables before you can rate them in print. Yes, I love it. I like it. We're gonna go with that. Rating your vegetables is very important. All right, hold on. Before we get started, top 3 vegetables. All right, let's see. Okay, all right, here we go. I got it. You ready? Number 3. This is from worst. It's the top 3, so none of these are bad. Worst to best. Cauliflower. Brussels sprouts, asparagus. Asparagus is number 1. Spinach is real good too. I like spinach a lot. Yeah, maybe spinach is number 4. Broccoli is up there too, so I guess I got a top 5. If we throw spinach and broccoli in there. Those are all fantastic vegetables. There's probably a reason you've played this port so little. It's because it kind of sucks. There was a similar kind of weird port for Double Dragon 1. We did not look at this on the stream. But that one only came out in the West and didn't come out in Japan. So it was kind of the opposite, but it was a very bad Genesis port of Double Dragon 1 that tried to be the arcade version, kind of like this one does, and just kind of fell short in almost every way. Like it nerfed the elbow. Bleh. And it's no good. All right, potato. All right, I accept this. I accept the potato as a vegetable. Yeah, okay. So Fight Club, those were not fantastic Brussels sprouts. I don't know what they put on them, but it wasn't amazing. I prefer to do mine with just salt and pepper and olive oil. And oven roast those, and they're fantastic if you do them like that. The ones in Milwaukee, they were okay, but they weren't amazing. Yeah, simple is best when it comes to Brussels. And asparagus, too. I've seen some people do terrible things to asparagus, and all you need to do for asparagus is just a little bit of olive oil, salt and pepper, and you're good to go. Yes, so we did Double Dragon 2 The Revenge on the NES last stream. This is more, let's get things started here. Maybe? Controller? Hello? Okay, so do you love, Omar, do you love this game, or do you love this version of this game specifically? Because those are 2 different statements, I feel like. All right, hold on. I think my controller is not registering. One moment, please. How about now? All right. 1 second. We're going to... One moment. Technical difficulties. We're going to reboot RetroArch here because I think it just stopped detecting my controller for whatever reason. I also love Double Dragon 2, but I do not particularly love this version of Double Dragon 2. All right. Let me just test my controller here first to make sure. Okay, cool. All right. Now, back to game. Sorry about that. I had to reboot, actually, before the stream, and I think that caused me some problems there. Because the keys on my keyboard were duplicating, and so when I hit T, it would type T like 500 times. It was great. All right. Enough about Brussels sprouts, even though they're delicious. They're certainly much more delicious than this version of Double Dragon 2 is, but we're going to look at the options because I'm going to give myself as many lives as I possibly can. I'm not particularly trying to 1cc this game or anything like that. We just want to kind of take a good long look at it, or maybe a good short look at it. But this is the Genesis version, the Mega Drive version, that you can only get in Japan. And so we get Marion gunned down at the beginning. So yeah, okay, we're on the right track. We got the helicopter in the garage. That's good. We got the same kind of control scheme, right? Where it's like, okay, all right. These guys are much faster. I don't know if you all remember the speed at which characters moved at you in the original Double Dragon, arcade Double Dragon 2, but it was not that fast. These guys are practically like dashing at you, which honestly throws off the rhythm of things. Oh, yep, you got a knife. I forgot about that. But we're still... Linda. For God's sake. What is your priority? Your priority, Linda, on that knife? My God. Did one of them just walk off screen? Oh, no, she's throwing knives at me from off screen. That's cool. And already my health bar is basically eaten up from this. So we're already... That knife, I swear to God. It's literally going... Yeah, I feel like there's... The hit detection isn't the right word, but like... The range on the back kick is not quite right, and like their hit priority is not quite right. It depends on how many characters were on screen at once. Yeah, I don't know what kind of sprite limitations this has versus the arcade game, which as we all know was, you know, also a slow mess in its own way. And I mean, look, he walked right through my back kick. Like, he walked right through it. Okay. That was all on me. Like, come on, what are we doing here? Can we... Alright, good. Thank God. I mean... Come on, okay, he went down. I think he went down a little bit quicker than he normally does. Okay, we got axes. Box life. Oh, and I mean, it all just feels very off. Hard to explain exactly how, but... Like, enemies in Double Dragon always have very high priority over you, but this just sort of feels like it's happening in a different way. Maybe I just need to play it much more, and see if you have one walk into you while you're back kicking, like, good luck to you, because they're gonna win out over you every time. And with how fast they move, it just makes that quite difficult to deal with, to be honest. All right, I mean, look, she walked right through the spin kick. Not the spin kick. The spin kick is a different thing, which I assume we can do. Yes, we can do the spin kick. Maybe I need to be using the spin kick more. No, because apparently that doesn't hit her either. Ugh. Ugh. All right, burn off. I assume the same tactics work here. Oh, okay. Assume we can just kind of change planes and punch you. Kinda, sorta. I think my rhythm is off. I gotta start punching him like more when he comes down to me. Yep. Nope, okay. Maybe a little too close. We're in burn off grab range here. Walk up. Okay. All right. It doesn't quite work the same way. Yeah, not the same way at all, honestly. As long as you were moving up and down before, you could pretty much punch him. All right. That's his fake one, right? Oh no, that's his real one. Didn't he do two? I feel like he always does two, but maybe... I usually knock him off the fake edge that isn't there in Double Dragon 2, which I didn't actually check to see if it was here in this game, so I could have potentially done that, but yep. Okay, we're up to these shenanigans again. There we go. Did 2 in the arcade and the NES. Yep, 2 on arcade and NES are definitely the ones that most people remember. The hit detection is cheeks. And you may not recall this port pitch because this is a Japan only. This never came out in the West, at least not so far as I know. And we even had a little bit of slowdown there. Hold on, is it because I had is it because I dropped the thing and... Oh, no, I don't know why it was. I thought maybe it was because I dropped the wrecking ball and I jumped right after it, and that was just too much for the Genesis to handle. Okay, now they're... Okay, never mind. I was going to say now they're behaving a little bit better, but I don't actually think that's true at all. And they move so fast that they group up on you so quickly. It's just crazy. Enemies in Double Dragon are not meant to move that fast, I'm telling you. It just throws the whole thing off. Alright, Abobo's gonna be a nightmare. He's moving quite slowly. Okay, he was actually very much not a nightmare, and he went down in like way less hits. Wait. Oh yes, over here. I am not allowed to use the elevator. Only Abobo is allowed to use the elevator. Was this? Hold on. Was this a thing? I don't remember this. Was this in the original arcade game? Am I just forgetting about it? Or is this new? Maybe I just forgot about it. I thought it was new. I'm not like 100% sure of myself, but Abobo goes down in 4 kicks. Yeah, this hit detection, it's just no good. It's no good. I mean, look, I walked right through him. Like, it didn't even get the second kick. This is insane. Okay, hold on. I mean, the spin kick's hitbox is terrible, too. It used to be so good. Yeah, I definitely don't remember zipping down a conveyor belt. Like, wait, am I... Oh, Lord. Oh, no. Okay. Yeah, this is definitely new. I would remember this. I would remember them making me do some nonsense like this. We all know my feelings on platforming and Double Dragon and what a mistake it is. Chibi UFO, I see you know this port. My condolences. I am not particularly enjoying myself as Double Dragon 2 ports go. I'm discovering that they added a whole other section. Like, this conveyor belt thing is brand new, and I wish they wouldn't have, if I'm being honest about it. Yeah, the speed at which they move and the priority that they have over your hits, even against the back kick, is just makes this a very difficult version to play. They apparently got rid of all your downed iframes? because they're just able to stun lock me multiple times when I get up, which is fun. And here's the actual conveyor belt that's supposed to be here. Okay. They still got the lovely like vomiting sound effect though. Oh, you've got knives. And this okay, this guy moves this fast? You've got to be kidding me. Okay, he's actually easier to lock down, though, is what I will say. Like, that was like, hey, Red Spectra, you're just in time for a terrible port of Double Dragon 2. For the Sega Mega Drive. It's bad. Don't play it. I can't recommend it. Yeah, the bosses are amazingly weak. That is like the one thing. Yeah, they've completely flipped it. Oh, we got grenades. No, don't lock me down there. Don't you dare. Yeah, the music is good, especially for a Genesis at the time. You know, we didn't exactly have a ton upon ton of people who were proficient at using that sound library. There were certainly some people, but this is not bad. I wish the game itself was anywhere even close to the music. Now, the one thing they could do to really win me over is to get rid of the whole tractor thing. Not tractor, what is that? Like the wheat shucker thing or whatever it is that you have to, you know, jump kick over. I'm like practicing my jump kick now. All right. Yeah, harvester. That's probably the word I was looking for there. The thing that you gotta jump over. Thresher, thank you. That's actually the word I was looking for. Again, one of my least, I did not enjoy that part in Double Dragon 2, the arcade version, because I always psych myself out and I can never quite get the timing of it right. No, alright. I'm kind of seeing that one thing I have to do is, like, walk myself forward while I'm back kicking to get out of the way of their jumping kicks of those certain enemies, so you didn't particularly have to worry about doing that before. There it is, I can see it. Unfortunately, they didn't get rid of it. I'm looking right at the end of it here. Come on. No, screw you. You don't get to pick it up. Alright, here goes nothing. Stupid thing. Double Dragon 2 when my brother was a kid. Yo, yeah, no problem. I don't think it's that hard to control once you get used to it. It's got Kunio-kun controls. It's got Renegade controls. Oh wait, it's just a little. Oh, it goes way out. Okay, wait, can I hold on though? Can I like go back here and just avoid? No, I don't think it'll let me. You do get like a light. I don't think you get that in the arcade version. You get like a little signal almost when it's ready to come up. That's not stopping me from doing terribly at this, but... And what? Oh god, I haven't played Wanderer of the Dragons in so long, and honestly, I've tried to block it out of my memory. But it would not surprise me, given the era, if they made it a QTE. Would not surprise me at all. That thing, if there's a way I can emulate that, which I'm sure there is, Xbox 360 emulation is getting there, I would love to stream that horrible piece of garbage one day. For those who don't know, that is I believe it's an Xbox Live Arcade Double Dragon 2 remake And it is just awful. It's terrible. All right, these burn-offs are still not good. No. They're much harder to stagger because they move so fast. Will it let me continue on the spot is the real question. Yes, it will. Okay. We'll feed in some credits. That's fine. I think we're just going to have to soak damage for some of these burn-offs because normally when they move slower, you can stagger them much more easily. Okay. This burn-off's giving me the business. Look at this guy. He's really got the movement. Oh my god. What? Come on. Burn-off's not supposed to move like that. To get the good ending, you can't use super moves, ensuring you have zero fun playing it. That is... yeah, no one who made Wander of the Dragons was concerned with fun. I can tell you that much. Yeah, I figured that's what you were talking about. Because there are no super moves in this one. So... I don't even know what that would be. Alright, Abobos. Do these... oh, we're getting some slowdown here. 2 Abobos. The Genesis can't handle 2 Abobos. Burn-off, yeah, seriously, Burn-off. Burn-off needs to be playing some Street Fighter or something because he's really got the movement. Really got the movement tech down. Yeah, 2 Abobos on screen. Apparently... it's just too much. Come on. I mean, are you... please do something. Yeah, these Abobos go down so quick. Oh my god, so quick. Alright, let's see here. After... was this Chin? This is the single Chin, right? Yeah. Alright, they got him... Abobos are, yeah. Abobos, they just eat up too much processing power. Yeah, blast processing. Not fast enough for 2 Abobos. It turns... Look at how fast Chin went down! Chin is an outlet. Oh my god. This is crazy how the balance changes that they made to this game. Like, absolutely crazy. I mean, a normal enemy... is way more difficult than these guys. Like, by a lot. Ugh. I have not actually played Abobo's Big Adventure. I should be trying to knock these guys off the edge. Hold on. I mean, if they will let me over. All right, that's the Chin that I know. Right here. There we go. Get off the edge. Oh, he like disappears before he falls down the pit. Look at that. Burn-off is the only boss with any staying power in this. I agree. They just took Chin and made him like a little bigger and like not... I mean, because I guess Chin's first appearance was in Double Dragon 1 on the NES, right? Oh god, I forgot. I forgot about the spear part. So in the arcade one... okay, that's actually a pretty easy pattern. And there's like things balls that come rolling. Oh, they don't make you do this in the arcade version. They don't make you do this dumb bullshit. The things are like past the ladder. So like if you walk too fast, you can bump into them, but otherwise you don't have to worry about it. There's balls that are rolling down around the bottom here. So they went more NES Double Dragon 1. I see, with their nonsense. Let's see if... okay. I don't know what the actual pattern in this is, but one hit is not that bad for how much of a shit show that can all turn into. Alright, I see there's a dude off screen back there, but what is he doing? Okay. And we're really slowing down again. Holy. Blech. Yeah, I should have known I was going to eat that. Still slow, even with only one of these guys on screen. There's a burn. Is there 2 burn-offs? Yeah, there's 2 burn-offs here, right? It does have 2-player support. There were 2-player. There was a 2-player option on the title screen. I've never personally tried it myself, but because then I'd have to conscript someone into playing this terrible port of this game, which is not. I don't want to risk my friendship with someone by doing that. That would. Okay, I feel like though the punching works on the burn-offs in the arcade version, I feel like kicks might be a better way to go for me here. And they're going to grab me every once in a while because it's burn-off. Grab. Their hesitation. Like, in the arcade game, they just move right up and down, like, no problems. And here, it's a little bit tougher because they've got that hesitation that they do there. Is that a fake? Is that a real? That was a fake. Right into the grab. Burnov, you're gonna eat through my lives. Can I... burn off. They still made double burn-offs quite the pain in the butt. Come on. That's the trick, right? To kind of one, unless he one. Well, here's all Burnov's hit points. They gave them all to this one, but not the other ones. Yeah, I mean, obviously I didn't have the experience with this version when I was a kid, but I probably would have been okay with it too, if I'm being honest. It's just when you get used to playing that arcade game, it's easy to pick the stuff apart. And I was not a Master System kid, so I had to make do with the NES version. And I did not get to do 2 players except in that versus mode that wore its welcome out pretty quickly. Though we had some folks on stream saying that they really were into it, really into that versus mode on NES Double Dragon, which is... glad somebody liked it. And there's a continue. Linda, I feel like, is the biggest... one of the biggest menaces in here with just how quickly she... Look at that, like as soon as she's on me, when she goes onto that plane, like she's punching. There we go. Oh, okay, so we have like an actual area transition here. That's interesting. These guys are going to be so weak. Hopefully I am as lucky as with the chin. I mean, I don't have a ledge to knock them off of here, but... no, okay, they're still... hoi, 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 hoi. As usual, as Chin does. Nice. Seems like maybe these guys have... Oh, okay. Yes, yes, yes. We know. No, he started his combo before I got up. No, here comes Willy. A solo fight with Machine Gun Willy. This is like unheard of. Can I just punch him? Like, does he do anything as long as... Okay, he'll just point blank machine gun me. All right. I don't like that because you're gonna... It was probably a little hard to tell, but like he's kind of camping off screen here where I can't quite close the gap. Maybe I guess I can. Okay. Okay. Oh my god, Machine Gun Willy is so weak! He's so weak! We still get to fight with the shadows, though. Yeah, gun isn't even an insta-kill. Crazy. Absolute craziness. No, not GG yet. We gotta get through the shadow first, which hopefully shouldn't be too bad. He doesn't seem to be teleporting anywhere near me, at least not so far. Oh my god. That fight takes so long in the arcade game. All right. I didn't 1 credit clear it, but what, I 3 credit cleared it? I think I used 2 continues? Like, wow. Wow. And then you get a montage of all the enemies beating up on you. What a... I don't want to say that I have more respect for this game now, but now that I've played it a little bit more and I've played through all the bosses, it is much more interesting than I thought it was. Just because of what they... Double Burnov should have been the final boss, for sure. Yeah, this is a really good version of this ending music. I agree with that. Wow, okay. That's... My eyes have been opened a little bit. I still don't know that I love the Mega Drive version, but it's just so... It's so interesting that they just made the bosses so easy and the enemies so much harder. Huh. Huh. Alright, well... In light of our new revelation... The next thing we must look at, really, is... Applause, thank you. PDF. There we go. Let's zoom in a little bit. We gotta look and see what Famitsu thought about this. So let's kind of reframe this a little bit. So the original Double Dragon 2 arcade release was what? Was it 88? I think it was 88. Because the original one was 87. Oh, somebody... Famitsu, check! Thank you. Thank you for that, Chibi UFO. I'd like that someone appreciates that. And so now, the Famitsu that we're in right now is the end of 1991. So we're a good, what, 3 years removed from the arcade Double Dragon, probably 2 years removed from the Famicom NES one, just to kind of set the stage. But before, you know what, before we look at Double Dragon, as I recall, this is a pretty packed cross-review section. So let's actually go up and let's see what else they reviewed. We won't spend too much time on the rest of these, but I just want to see. So we've got the Super Famicom port of the Lemmings, which got really good scores. 3 9s and an 8. Wow. I had some fun with the Super Nintendo port of the Lemmings. I don't know if that was anybody else's first Lemmings, but it was my first Lemmings. Actually, it's probably the only version of the Lemmings I played even still. I had a neighbor friend who had it, and we had some fun with that. Tokyo Pachi Slot Adventure, everybody's favorite Famicom title. Tokyo Pachi Slot Adventure. You owned NES Lemmings as a kid. Nice. Did you get through it at all? We did not get through it at his house. We did not end up it did not end up being that good. We also have another game from Takara. What is this? Bananang Oji no Daiboken. So the big adventures of Prince Bananan, which is maybe someone's played that. I haven't played that. Yeah, it was Lemming. That Super Nintendo Lemmings game was tough. I think the Game Center CX, what was it, the 24-hour challenge or whatever, that I haven't actually watched all of. I believe that one was the Super Nintendo Lemmings, if I'm not mistaken. We got some other ones people know though. We've got Battletoad, the Famicom version, famously made easier, at least by a little bit. All the Lemmings specials. Yeah, I can watch almost any episode of Game Center CX and have a good time, but I just haven't quite made it through. Yeah, we got NES Tiny Toons here too. Where is it? It's right here. Tiny Toon, just the one tune. Tiny Toon Adventures. Oh no, yeah, sorry. It's never mind. I'm dumb. But yeah, we got Battletoads, pretty good. We got 8868. That's pretty good score for that game. The Untouchables, which is it deserves these 3s. I don't think it deserves that 6. I played the Untouchables. I think that was a rental. I don't know why I rented it. I probably didn't even know what the hell the Untouchables were the time that game came out. Dynamite Batman, which I believe is Batman Return of the Joker, if I'm not mistaken. They called it Dynamite Batman on the Famicom, which honestly I think is a better title. 4667, I don't remember enough about that game to know whether I agree with that or not. I know the original Sunsoft Batman way more than I do Dynamite Batman. Is it harder than the original? I assume it's harder than original NES Batman, which was challenging, but not like, I don't remember it being like impossible. Mega Drive Batman, that's a tough one. I agree with the 6s. Okay. Yeah, that probably seems about right for that game. We've also got, what is this? Bakusho Jinsei Gekijo 3. I assume it's a game, maybe an adventure game about being comedians, or Bakusho is like, uproarious laughter, if you will. Yeah, I mean, it's a Sunsoft game, right? So it's the Dynamite Batman will have some amazing music. So let's see what else we've got. We've got Famista 92, which I don't remember how many Famistas there'd been by this time, but at least a handful. And this game's still getting 7688, which is crazy. But we've also got what? Monster Maker, The 7 Treasures. I am not at all familiar with this, though it's obviously some type of RPG that got pretty okay scores. We've got Asmic-kun Land, that's Boomer, right? That's Boomer's Adventures in Asmic World, or whatever that's called. Everybody's favorite game mascot, Boomer. And that this got about the scores that I would have assumed that game would get. I do not believe I've played any games starring Boomer. Pamon Part 2. Pamon was an anime, or maybe also a manga, if I remember correctly. I don't know that much about it. I just know that Animetal did a cover of the Pamon song, and like many old anime, that's how I know about it, through that song. And we've also got best horse. We've got Derby Stallion. We got a Derby Stallion here, which got Not too surprising for the time, I guess. Pretty darn good scores, 9-6, 8-9. We love our Derby Stallions in Japan, or at least some people do. Anything else of note here? Let's see. What is this? Dimension Force. Looks to be a shmup, not one I'm familiar. Yeah, two nines. Yeah, what can I say? I'm not defending that score. I'm not defending it, but it happened. Dimension Force 3573, so not too. And this was a Super Famicom game actually. Oh, we've got the block of Super Famicom games because I think Derby Stallion would have been, yeah, that was still Famicom. So now we're getting into the Super Famicom ones. Derby Stallion. We've got Dungeon Master. 8877. Pretty solid score for Dungeon. I think maybe I've played a Dungeon Master. I think there's a few of them. We got Super Fire Pro. I've played a couple of the Fire Pro games. I'm not a huge wrestling game guy. If it's not Kinnikuman, I don't care too much about it if it's a wrestling game, but people like Fire Pro. And so this one got pretty decent scores. SNE, where's about, okay. I'm sure I watched it because I watched all of his videos, but I do not, maybe it was just that forgettable. Getting a 3, 5, 7, and 3, I guess. I guess maybe it is that forgettable. We've got what is okay, this is a PC Engine CD-ROM game. Broning? I don't know what this game is at all. And it's a little bit hard. It's some type of side-scrolling action game. Yep, I remember Suda's history, his early history with the Fire Pro, writing for the Fire Pro series. Naritore za Suguro. Oh, it's Suguroku. Okay. So like like a Mario Party almost, like that type of like dice game. Naritore za Suguroku 92, which a Suguroku game got scores even this good is okay. I guess we hadn't been saturated by Mario Party games yet. All right, here we go. We got a couple of real interesting ones here. We got PC Engine CD stuff here. We got R-Type Complete CD. So most of you probably know the PC Engine Who card releases. R-Type 1 was split into 2 different Who cards. It was levels 1 through 4 on the first card, and then the rest of the levels on the second one, because memory and yada, yada, yada. And then they later did all of them on one CD, but it's not just, okay, it's the same thing, but it's all on one CD. It's got this crazy like remix, like dance soundtrack. It is really something. It actually has a little bit in common with the next game we're going to look at here. No, I don't, Chibi UFO, like I don't think, Sugoroku games are like inherently bad. We're actually gonna be looking at one maybe Thursday for the Gameplay Harmonies stream. One of those mini Moni games is a Sugoroku game. I don't think they're inherently bad. I just don't love that they take so goddamn long to finish. At least the Mario Party games do. They take an eternity. Like I feel like I've never actually properly finished a game of Mario Party because it takes hours. But I mean, back in 92, like these things were probably somewhat of a novelty still, right? So I kind of get it. I couldn't play them nonstop. You know, I need breaks. Yeah, you really got to turn down all the stuff. That's true. I guess adjusting settings is everything in Mario Party. The Mini Moni one we'll be looking at, I don't think is as absurdly long as Mario Party is, thank God. But yeah, R-Type Complete CD, crazy soundtrack. 6675. Yeah, I mean, R-Type, was a game that came out in 86, 87, something like that. So I guess I get it. What do we got here? Netketsu Koko Dodgeball Rubu. Shiri Sokkahen. So I forget what it's the Kunio-kun soccer game, the CD version. I can't remember what something World Cup. They have a few different names, I feel like. It's not Super Dodgeball because it's the soccer version. I love how in Japanese they called it the Neketsu High School Dodgeball Club soccer version. So it's like, we want you to know that these are the guys who played the dodgeball, but now they're playing soccer. Yeah, I think if I ever finished a Mario Party, which I may have, it would have been one of the N64 ones back when Mario Party was young. I don't think I even played any on the GameCube or the Wii. I have played some, quarter, half games of Mario Party with a friend's kids who occasionally want to play Mario Party, and their parents are like, oh, it's so long, but we play it anyway, even though we never finish it. And that, I believe, is one of the Switch Mario Parties. There maybe is a few of those now, but I played one of those, and boy, is it still Mario Party. Yes, R-Type DX on the Switch has been released, and R-Type Dimensions 3 has been announced. I have that. Is it R-Type DX? It's the Game Boy Color version that has like the redone music, right? That's the one you're talking about, Starlight Midori Land. I got that on Steam. I should maybe next week we stream that. The Switch versions are a bit more time friendly. Okay. It also helps that, when I'm over at said friend's house, it's like maybe at best an hour before like these kids have to go to bed. So we're like trying to pack very little or a lot into a little time. So it could also be that too. But somebody gave this a 4. Whew. I mean, maybe there was a little bit of a saturation of these games at this point. I'm just kind of looking at this and seeing really what they say. Yeah, they're talking about how the scrolling isn't very smooth and it's a little bit hard to see and things like this. But I feel like any Kunio-kun sports game is usually a pretty decent time. Like, I don't know if I've played any that I've been like, it's a 4. I feel like the minimum those games hit is like a 5. Yeah, there's so many R-Type releases recently, right? So like the crazy thing about or at least R-Type announcements, I should say. The crazy thing is I backed, was it a Kickstarter? I think I backed it. Yeah, when they did R-Type Final 2 and they did all the DLC for it. And then they did R-Type Final 3, which as far as I know is only a PS5 release. I have like a Japanese copy of it downstairs that I haven't even cracked yet. But it's basically just R-Type Final 2 again, with maybe there are some other things, but it was a very, very confusing release. And like R-Type Final 2 is on Steam, R-Type Final 3 not on Steam. I think it's just on PS5, at least for now. Yeah, that's true. I mean, PC Engine games can get a little bit weird as far as their scrolling sometimes. It may have been a victim of that. Let's see. We're onto the Mega Drive stuff now, which means we're coming up on Double Dragon. We've got Dana. What is this? Megami Tensei. Megami Tensei. Or, God, why am I... Shin Megami Tensei, not Tensei, you idiot. But this isn't Megami Tensei, right? This isn't like that Megami Tensei. This is something else. So maybe they're just borrowing that phrase. Yeah, this is kind of an interesting looking... It's clearly a side-scrolling action game. Tanjo... Is that Tanjo? Am I getting my kanji wrong? It is. Yeah. No, I should know from Gaogaigar. I don't know why because Sei, you can also read this is Sei. So I think I was getting a little bit in my own head there. Yeah, boy, oh boy. What a day. Either way, it didn't get amazing scores. Got pretty middling scores. I've never tried this though. I don't know if anyone would recommend that or his it seems like Chibi UFO, you've played it potentially. What else we've got? Task Force Harrier EX, also relatively middling scores, and also one I haven't played. And now the question is, which one is this? I Love Donald Duck. Is this Quackshot or is this a different one? Quackshot is the one that I know. This is I Love Donald Duck. Gurujia Ono. I'm trying to think of reading of that. Secret Treasure, basically. But I don't remember if this is Quackshot or if this is something. Yeah, it's Quackshot. Okay. Dana is much like Rastan. Okay, I like a Rastan. That might be something interesting to check out one of these days. Yeah, I have a friend who can like blow through Quackshot in like no time flat. Quackshot's a good one. All right, I think we're getting. Oh yes, here we are. Let's just, before we settle on Double Dragon, let's just take a look at a few. Let's just round out what else we've got here, right? Fantasia. I don't know. I'm sure I must have played Fantasia on the Genesis at some point. I couldn't tell you a thing about it, but I agree with Quackshot and Castle of Illusion. Those are both aces. We've got Mugen Senshi Valis on the Mega Drive, though, which didn't get exactly amazing scores. Again, pretty middle of the road. Fantasia on the Genesis was awful. Okay, we're getting the confirmation. Yeah, sorry, I skipped the F1. Nakajima Satoru F1 GP. There it is. It got this would have been what? This would have been Mega Drive. 5765, probably. I assume pretty normal for an F1 game. Monopoly for the Game Boy. Somehow got all sixes. Now, sorry, I'm going to pick on you a little bit here, Chibi UFO, since you said you like Sugoroku games. Do you also like Monopoly games? Will you play any port of Monopoly that a person puts in front of you? The thing I always remember about Monopoly video games, and this is not the Game Boy version, but I had a friend who had the Sega Master System version of Monopoly, and on the spine label for the top of the cartridge, it says Monopoly, mono space poly. And I've never forgotten about that. You play Monopoly games too? You just love games that take forever to finish. That's what I'm learning about you today. Monopoly, yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I played some NES Monopoly. Like, I'm not going to sit here and say I didn't. But Monopoly just takes so long. I know I'm sure there are rule modifications you can do to it, yada, 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 to make it, go. But God, I don't think I've ever finished a board game of Monopoly before. Not once in my life. I'm pretty sure I can say that with confidence. So you got Monopoly for the Game Boy. You've got an America-centric quiz game here from, who is this from? Tomy, which, God, somebody scored that better than Monopoly, which is really, I'm not actually judging you. Let's see. And I don't hate Monopoly. Monopoly is just one of those games that I don't know if I ever need to play again in my life is all. I've played it so many times. I've got the Rockman World 2, so the second Game Boy Mega Man. We're getting pretty yes, Enerjax, sponsored by Julius Pringle. No, they're very similar, but they're distinct people, you see. This is what's his name? Is it Uncle Pennybags? Who's the Uncle Pennybags sounds wrong. It's not Uncle, is it? Is it Mr. sounds wrong too. Something Pennybags. Or Money, I don't know. That guy, whoever he is, but he does look a lot like Julius Pringles. I suppose that's true. They all maybe come from the same family. Got a 7. Yeah, I don't know that this very American Japanese quiz game deserves a 7, but here we are. Mr. Man, I thought he was okay, hold on. You guys are making me Google this. What's this guy's name? Okay. All right. Apparently his name these days is Mr. Monopoly. He's been but I guess he's called different things. Hold on. This is from Wikipedia, okay? I'm not making this up. This is this is almost in line with the Julia Sprinkles discovery. So, according to Wikipedia, he's known as Rich Uncle Pennybags, which is not that surprising, or Milburn Pennybags. Milburn Pennybags. Oh my God. Milburn Pennybags and Julia Sprinkles. Oh God. I'm tearing up. Milburn Pennybags really got me. Yes, Milburn Pennybags. I don't know what part of the world he was known as Milburn Pennybags in, but the Monopoly canon. What is it truly? How can we ever know? We're the Monopoly historians tracking the changes of the names of Milburn Pennybags. Oh gosh. Okay. They definitely they're definitely drinking brandy from snifters and all that sort of thing. But I don't know if people have feelings on the Game Boy Mega Man games. I actually played the first one quite a bit, and I thought it was fine for what it was. Like, yeah, he was too big. He was way too the Mega Man sprite was way too big in that game. But you know, if you got a Game Boy and you know you're, I don't know, for example, sitting behind a table at a flea market helping your mom for hours, it's a pretty good time. I don't know if I played the second one. I know a lot of people think that these are not, until they get into the ones with the really unique content like 5 and whatnot, a lot of people think they're not amazing, but he's Mega Man, not Mini Man. He's got to be big. I feel like from the screenshot, maybe they reduced his size in this one, but in my memory, he was much bigger in the first Game Boy game. Yeah, they're fine. I think that's probably about right. Speaking of songs that I only know from Animetal or Eizo Japan in this case, Taiyo no Yusha Faibado, Fibird, not Fiber, Fibird. GB, which is apparently a game based on that property. I couldn't tell you a thing about it, but I know the song. I know the heavy metal rendition of the song. Got 4564, which anime license game, you know, they weren't all great. This is okay. We got okay, we're into Game Gear now. This is Donald Duck no Lucky Dime. Donald Duck's Lucky Dime. Does Donald Duck have a lucky dime? Is that what was this called? What was this called in English? Surely it couldn't have been called Donald Duck's Lucky Dime. I don't know if I believe that. I have never played a Donald Duck Game Gear game before, though. I think I've only played Quackshot. Lucky Dime Caper. Okay, that's a much fancier name than Donald Duck's Lucky Dime. We've also got Frey. What is that? Red Shukohen, maybe? I know nothing about this game at all, but apparently it's something that originally came out on the MSX and is some type of a port of an MSX action game. Lucky Dime is a Scrooge McDuck thing. Oh, Ted Bob. 2 months? 2 months, Ted Bob. It's been 2 months already. Thank you. Bros. Imamade arigato. Thank you, Ted Bob. I don't know if anybody knows anything about Frey, but either the MSX version or the Game Gear version, but it's here. It's here. And speaking of people who are here, I think this is Nobunaga. Yep, Nobunaga no Yabo, one of those games. They're still making them. Nobunaga, he just won't go away. He keeps wanting to conquer stuff, and he's still getting like 6, 7, 7s, and 5s. Boy, is this the last? I think this is our last page. Okay, this is our last page. Then we'll go up to Double Dragon. Let's just take a quick look and see what else we've got here. Let's see. How would you pronounce that? Probably Chod. It's Chojin Sentai Jettoman. I feel like this is another thing I've heard. Did Nobunaga have a lucky dime? Is that how he decided where to conquer next? Where in Japan to conquer next? He flipped his lucky dime. Chojin Sentai Jettoman. Yeah, I feel like I've heard of this. I wonder if I definitely feel like I've had Firebird it is? Is this a pigeon anime? Oh my gosh, I did not know that. I did not actually know where that came from. The things that I learned. But I'm pretty sure I've heard Animetal do a version of this song as well. We've got an SD Gundam Gachapon Senshi 4 new type story. I think I have a handful of cartridges of this in my basement, and I might have this one. It's one of those SD Gundam strategy games that people liked all right, I guess. SD Gundam was fun, but I feel like they probably had a few too many of these. And speaking of our friend Nobunaga and his lucky dime, we had Super Nobunaga no Yabo right here. So he's on the Super Nintendo now, everyone. Now, I choose to believe that this isn't Super, Nobunaga's ambition. This is Super Nobunaga's ambition. Nobunaga himself has become super by moving up into 16 bits. It's way more fun that way. And this is SD Gundam Gaiden. What are we? We're on the Super Famicom now. It looks like this is more a traditional JRPG. Do I have this one? I don't remember. SD Gundam Gaiden. Night Gundam Monogatari, like Knight, Night. Oinaru Isang. So that's they're making the Gundams into the JRPGs now. Jetman was the Super Sentai before the one that became Power Rangers. This one is localized as Nobunaga, Ambition Lord of Darkness. How come he wasn't Super Nobunaga? He needed to stay Super Nobunaga. All right, but the reason we're here, for as fun as that excursion was, Super Daimyo Caper. Why didn't they have you come up with the titles? I know you would have been not even 10 years old yet in December 1991, but Super Daimyo Caper Kingdom. All right. We all saw this weirdo port of Double Dragon 2 on the Mega Drive. The regular enemies were very difficult. Any boss that wasn't Double Burnov went down almost immediately. So what did they think about this? Well, they gave it a 4, 5, 6, and a 3, which feels probably about right. And I suspect I know the reasons why the lower scoring people are going to say that this was so lower scoring. But let's see. So let's look at our lowest one first. Let's look at our 3. Okay, and I want you all to remember, this is December 1991, right? So keep this in mind. Some things have happened in the beat-em-up world since Double Dragon 2 came out in the arcade in 1988. Many things happened. It is pretty low for Famitsu, but let's see why. So basically, we're looking at our 3 score here. It's saying that many of these type of beat 'em up action games are coming out on the Mega Drive ever since Bare Knuckle, aka Streets of Rage, came out. Bare Knuckle was 91. So it would have been earlier this year. It would have been sometime a little bit earlier this year that Bare Knuckle started the whole thing, I guess. Obviously, there were games like this on the Mega Drive before that, but Bare Knuckle Streets of Rage is what kind of opened the floodgates because, we didn't get a Final Fight port to the Mega Drive. No one had that. You had to have the Super Nintendo for that thing. And the Sega CD one wouldn't come until 93. So, Streets of Rage Bare Knuckle was like the Genesis owners, version of a Final Fight like. And let's see here. So yeah, and so basically they're saying if you're going to play one of those games, this is not up to snuff. Like, this is not what you should be playing. And think about it, right? Like, this port of Double Dragon 2, a 1988 video game, right? I'm not saying Double Dragon 2 is a bad game particularly, even in its original incarnation, but like, would you rather play that or would you rather play Streets of Rage 1? I would pick Streets of Rage 1 personally. I don't think it's that much of a contest, but maybe people have some differing opinions there. They say that it's difficult to control, which if you don't understand the control scheme, the Renegade style control scheme, I can see saying it's difficult to control. Seeing a movie in about 20 minutes and you're killing time in the theater. What movie are you going to see, Chibi UFO? Is Mortal Kombat? Is Mortal Kombat 2 out? Is that happening this week? I saw an amusing post of someone who had his dogs all dressed as different of the Mortal Kombat ninjas. Hokum. I don't know what movie Hokum is. I'll have to look that up. I haven't been keeping up on my movies lately. It was adorable. So let's see. It's difficult to control, and the graphics are Famicom level. And I think I kind of agree with that. Like, that was not an amazing looking game, right? That port of Double Dragon 2. The Mega Drive could have done better than that. Streets of Rage 1 looked way better than that. So yeah, agreed. It's subpar graphics. And it's like, with all these things, like, no one, surely not everyone will, like this game, right? And the spin kick does feel good because yes, the spin kick in Double Dragon 2 does feel good with whatever version of it you're playing, right? No doubt. All right. So let's maybe look also at the highest scoring. So we had someone who called this a 6. Oh, it's a horror movie. Okay. I enjoy horror films. I must have not heard about Hokum. Okay, so they're pointing out that this is an arcade port. Yes, it is. It is attempting. It added in the goofy conveyor belt shit, but it is an arcade port in just about any other way. So the characters are quite small. But it has plenty. It has an abundance of moves, so it makes them happy. Like, okay, it's the same amount of moves in pretty much any Double Dragon game, but all right, sure, we'll call that an abundance. Let's see here. When you land a jump kick, it feels really good when you land a jump kick. Sure, fine. You can use items, but either way, it feels like this is a game that's meant for, fists, meant for punching. So like, I don't know that they really said like what is really that good about it, but okay, sure, fine. You don't mind the Renegade? Yeah, I don't really mind it either. I think it's fine that you're hitting both of the buttons together to do the jump, and then, you're hitting a button again in air to do the spin kick and whatever, or like the hyper knee, you just jump. I kind of in real time figured out the cadence of the hyper knee in that version on stream, where you do the jump, you land, and you hit the buttons again, and it's much more consistent to come out versus just like mash, which is what I was doing originally. So yeah, I don't know that any of these reviewers like really are able to say what's good about, and I'm just gonna skim real quick the 5 just to see if they say anything interesting about this. They're actually saying like it's a well, loved game, but unfortunately the Mega Drive version is just not, it does not replicate at 100%. Just looking to see what else they say here. Yeah, and they point out exactly the thing that I noticed. They say like the way you enter. I think what he's saying is the way the punches and kicks feel. So like the way you enter them is one of the problems. And it says it's a problem of feeling. Like the feeling isn't right. And I agree with that. I think that game does have a big problem with feeling. It's not in touch with his emotions enough. All right. But we got one more Double Dragon port, and I think this one is by far the more interesting of the two that we're going to be looking at tonight. Oh yes. Oh yes. Let's see here. Let me get this guy ready. I don't know how many people have played this version, but oh, you beat this one a couple months back. Yeah, y'all are about to see why this one's so interesting. So this is Double Dragon 2, The Revenge on the PC Engine Super CD-ROM system. Here it is. We're revenging. We're going to go into the options, though. Okay, the default is easy, so I'll leave it on default settings. Yeah, I think this game is so fascinating, and we'll see why. I'll crank up my lives here. I'll crank up my credits just in case I need to. Enemy AI can be really brutal. I played this one for Scrolling Down the Belt a while back. I do not remember how far I managed to make it. But I got a good, and so yeah, this is, I don't know how many of you are familiar with some of what a lot of the PC Engine CD ports looked like, but they often got arranged music. We were talking about how R-Type complete. Oh, hold on. We've got a story. We'll turn this up a little bit. I'm not going to narrate all this, but they're basically explaining the story of Double Dragon, how this is like a nuclear explosion, and etc., etc. Right, the Double Dragon anime we never got. No one knows why it happened. A lot of these, like the Golden Axe game, for example, like the Altered Beast port, they all have these weird story intros and like animated sequences and arranged soundtracks. Oh, look at that. That's a cool image. Oh, man. Kiss me. Stop. Oh. There they are. Oh yeah, this spells it all out that Double Dragon pulls from Fist of the North Star, if you had any doubts. Those Double Dragons. Marion's worried about him. They gotta get back. I don't think I watched this intro when I played this. I think I just hit start. Oh. Well, she doesn't get gunned down. Or was that what that flash was? She gets shot. What happened, Marion? Oh, maybe she did. Gensatsu Ken, so like I forget, Soul Ken or something was the Double Dragon martial arts, so it's like a different type of like killing martial arts. It's true. Go Nagai did not direct this version of Double Dragon. It would have ended very differently, I think. I love PC Engine cinematics. Look at that bass. That's the building. Yakuza! Wow. All right. Time to start. It saved our options, right? Yeah, it did. Okay, cool. All right. Here we go. And with that wonderful intro... Yeah, that scream is part of the soundtrack. We've got kind of a funky remix here going on. I'll keep the sound up just so everyone can hear it properly. But yeah, for the most part, I mean, it feels a little bit different. Like I'm not able to like super easily go from like back kick into uppercut. I just kind of go back kick into back kick. But, you know, we can still do our grabs and stuff like that. We can still do spin kick. And... So, it's PC Engine, so it's 2 buttons by default. So you still get the kind of same thing where it's like the NES version where it's like you're hitting both buttons to jump. But the crazy thing about this is that Hyper Knee, so this is kind of almost more of a port of the Famicom version in a way. Because like you can do... I'm not really doing it successfully. There's Hyper Knee, right there. You can do Hyper Knee in this. You could not do that in the arcade version. So it's almost like they were going after a little bit more of the arcade version. Sorry, the NES version. Oh, this guy's got jump kicks. How about a knee? Oh. All right, he's got anti-airs. The laugh that's in there. I heard the original pitch. Really? The original pitch for the Double Dragon cartoon looked more like that? This is the one Double Dragon game you've never played. Yeah, I don't know if we can... It would be cool if this got some kind of a release. But I don't know if I'd hold your breath for that too much. I do not own this disc for the PC Engine. I would like to, but I think it's a bit pricey. It's not like completely out of the question pricey, but yeah, even punches kind of work all right here. Like in a way that they really don't work in the arcade or the NES version. Like I'm not constantly trading when I'm hitting people with punches here. So that's like, in a way, it's almost one of the better feeling Double Dragon games for that reason. Riot Zone, I also don't have Riot Zone for PC Engine, but is Riot Zone the one that's the port of Riot City? No, it's something else, right? Which one was the port? Which one was Riot Zone? That was like a weird version of an arcade game, right? If I'm remembering correctly. And they very nicely kind of wait for you to finish your combo here. It's crazy. Right, so it was a sequel to... Okay, maybe I'm thinking of something different. Oh, no. Let go of me. I must be thinking of something else. Oh. Man, they're very quick with the jump kicks in this game, though. It's very unlike a beat 'em up for them to be so, like, docile when I'm, like, facing someone, though. It's almost unnerving. Let go of me. Are you just gonna... Come on. For God's sake. Can I just... Oh, I love how I got the sound effects on the ladder here. Yeah, I'm gonna take a hit from that, figures. I think I just have bad memories of Riot City, and I'm getting... I know Riot Zone came up somewhere in some of the videos I was doing, though. I just can't remember exactly what the context was anymore. Alright, let's see if we can... Man, it's the problem is with abusing the hyper knee is these guys got jump kicks. They, like, beat you out to it. Almost every time. So you're almost, at least on the regular enemies, maybe the hyper knees work better for the bosses? Because maybe the bosses can't just immediately, you know... Yeah, the input for the hyper knee is pretty... Burnov? Oh no, not yet. Can I... Off the building? There we go. Ah, not me off the building. That's not what I want at all. Burn off now, I assume. Yep, here's Burnov, who will certainly get me with the fact that I have, like, no health. Alright, hold on. Ah! He got me. Yeah! I want to try to... There we go. Bye, Burnov! Cutscenes in between every level, I think. Not gonna let him escape in that helicopter. Grab onto it. Yeah, I'm thinking... Normal enemies, it seems to be better to not try hyper knees. But bosses... Oh, there's Linda sure does look interesting in this one, doesn't she? God, this is such a good song. I wonder if this is T's Music, who did a lot of these arrangements from this era. Like they did like the Sega CD Final Fight and things like that. wonder, surely there must be a double dragon. Okay, so she hits me with the whip from behind. All right, noted. Can I hit the whip? Nice. I wonder if this was included on any of, like, the double... Ooh. She's got an elbow. Look at that. On any of the Double Dragon soundtrack CD collections that there's been or anything. I feel like probably not. Because I feel like there's probably some licensing tied up here, which is why we've never seen really anything done with this port. Okay, you just jump kick me when I've got a whip, so... Alright. Kuni! It says Kuni. Like Kunio? No, but I mean seriously, listen to this song. This is such a good song. Such a good version of this song. Off the Edge? Linda reminds me more of... I'm not sure who that is off the top of my head, but she definitely does not look like her normal self. And I mean, Linda has had many different looks. Oh, okay. Over the years. Oh, that's right. I shouldn't have let you get behind me. All right, let me try and get that knife. Oh, there we go. Nice. Okay. Down we go. It's such a good soundtrack. Oh, I see what you're trying to do. You're not going to let me knock you off the edge, are you? Like, I feel like the soundtrack alone is worth the price of admission here. Nope. Are you? Yes, I was gonna say, please. Please throw the ball already. Let me see if I can grab this again. One more time. There we go. Yep, Kuni on the door. Ah, there goes that life. Oh, she's a lady wrestler. Okay. I know some lady wrestlers, but not all of them, apparently. Oh, here's the helicopter. So we don't have the thing where the helicopter comes out at you. It's just sort of this game's version of it, I suppose. Yep, come on down. Don't be shy. Oh. Nice. Now we go in the helicopter, I assume. Yeah, this is my spin kicks. I don't have amazing timing on my spin kicks always, so I also prefer this quite a bit. Think you're gonna get away? Here's where we grab onto the helicopter. Yeah, I'm not consistent at the spin kicking the people coming off of the helicopter either. That Microsoft Paint ass drawing of them grabbing onto the helicopter. Yep, grasp from... Was that NES Double Dragon 2? And they've been taken into a much larger helicopter. Their smaller helicopter was absorbed by a larger helicopter. All right, and so now, okay, we got the... Okay, it's a little bit different. It's like there's a door there, but like we can go deeper into the helicopter. The helicopter isn't just like one room anymore. Go out. Yep, out you go. I love how that guy comes running up. His animation is kind of amazing. Yeah, I mean, I feel like they realized that everybody remembered. Oh, okay, that's how we throw in the opposite direction. Okay, that everybody remembered the helicopter. Oh, who are you? You take more hits, that's for sure. Can I hyper knee you? I can if I line. Whoa, hello. Okay, hold on. Punches still seem fairly effective on you, though. Oh, God, okay. Trying to line up. You've never... That guy's throw. Oh, whatever. He's not a problem anymore. Yeah, he must be the resident of Bobo. We gotta have a big guy. He's much more imposing than a Bobo is, though, I will say. He's got a much more, well, I don't know, a Bobo's quite, A Bobo's quite a Fist of the North Star looking fellow in his own way, I suppose. You just gonna sit there while I punch, too? Okay, good. Can I finally line... No, that wasn't a hyper knee, that was... Alright, whatever. Whatever! Alright, what do we got next? Who do we got next? Alright, now the door over here opens, and I don't want to go out! I feel like the pull is much stronger in this version of the game than it was on the NES one to get you out of that helicopter door. Oh! Well, I made that guy go out at least. Quite almost too extended, I feel like. Okay. All right. We're like piloting the helicopter now. Goodbye, sir. Oh, okay. You got like the Abobo chops. Okay. There we go. There's a hyper knee. Oh, it didn't hit him. He juked it. Got him with the uppercut, though. That door does not... Oh, man, the Abobo chops. Ah, he ducks the hyper knee! That jerk. How many of you guys we got? Okay, we're done. Do they know how to fly a helicopter? Do the Double Dragons know how to fly a helicopter? Autopilot? Where's it going? Oh. And we're gonna crash land in the jungle because the helicopter got hit by lightning. I don't think they'd survive that. That helicopter just blew up. Like it caught fire with them in it. Maybe they didn't. Maybe they got out of it. They don't seem too bothered by it either way, though. Completely unharmed. Yeah, just another day for the Double Dragon brothers. I'm not going to call them the Lee brothers. I'm going to call them the Double Dragon brothers. I'll take that knife, sir. And do nothing with it, apparently. Off the edge. Off the edge you go. Oh, okay, you're getting a little sassy. You're actually attacking me while I'm attacking the other guy, so... Alright, so back up, or is this down? Back up? Okay, I guess so. Okay. Just keep doing the thing where we get them to go up and down. You're unable to climb this? Is that it? And I guess I can't. Okay, I gotta come down to you. The man who is unable to climb a ledge. I think I can just drop down on that side if it's like the NES game, but I don't want to risk... Oh yeah, I definitely wouldn't have wanted to risk it because I probably would have fallen right into the water. Into the water. No, I don't want to go in the water. I also didn't want to climb the ladder. Oh god. Get. The more of them I knock into the water, the better, really. I knew that was going to happen somehow. Just get that ball into the water. No, if I can't use it, no one's going to use it. Alright, and so now I think I gotta do the thing where we go across these. I'm assuming the top route is still the easiest one to take. Alright. Okay, there we go. No. Linda, into the water. No. Please get in water. And you too. Ah! Don't stay on the same plane as them when they're getting up. I think that's how why they always jump kick. Ugh. I can't really avoid it when it's... on the same plane as me, when we're on a single plane, though. Oh, hello. How did he just walk? Unless this actually isn't one plane and is multiple and they're just very small. See, anytime you jump... Yep, and there I go off the side. So I feel like trying to use Hyper Knee against these regular enemies is really just a mistake. So they kind of subverted things a little bit in a way. Unlike the NES version where it was like the solution to every problem was using the Hyper Knee, basically. Oh! Get right up in his grill when he gets up. That's what we gotta do. I am sick of you idiots and your jump kicks. Do not like. Oh god, it's Burnov. Can I get some distance from him? No? Okay, that's not good. What? Burnov! You're not supposed to be able to juke my Hyper Knee. Burnov! Where'd you learn to dodge the Hyper Knee? That's gonna be a fake, yep. There we go. There we go. Good old Burnov. We didn't get to knock him off the edge this time, but... How did that happen exactly? Spikes? Yep. Spears. Yep, we're gonna use our mystical double dragon abilities to take out the spikes. It's an underground cave. We can only go forward. Just like the Lee brothers like to say, only forward. No, 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 no. Okay, you somehow missed with that axe, which is crazy, given that a dude was holding me. Oh, we got like the sax. We got the sax coming out now. I love it. Love it. Listen to that. That is what we want out of a double dragon right there. A nice sax. Oh! Elbowing now. Hold on, can I... No. Scroll the axe off the screen. Go to the other side, that's fine. Ah, should have known. Where are you going? Are you going off screen to get that axe, you jerk? How come you can get it and I can't get it? No axe for you. Only saxophone. fine. I won't use the axe then. Have it your way. 2 Lindas. Maybe I'll use the axe after all. Oh. We get an elevator. I don't believe there was an elevator stage in either version of Double Dragon 2 that came before this. So they were observing trends. They noticed the elevator trend. And they got on board, both figuratively and literally. You guys being knocked off? No, it doesn't look like you can. You just kind of hit the rails. I love the elevator stages where you can actually knock someone off, like throw them off the side, like the Streets of Rage 1 elevator. That's where it's at. Okay, we've done the elevator now. What's next? All right. Get up in his business. So he hopefully doesn't do the jump kick. Oh, hello. What? What? Oh, spikes are above me. Okay. I'm jumping and hitting the spikes. Okay, so yeah, it's that level and that part in... Oh, okay. It's that part in the NES Double Dragon 2, except you didn't take that much damage from... Oh, they're even doing this? They're even doing the Contra Crushers. Wow. This really is... Arnold. He is. Yeah, that was definitely supposed to be Arnold. Though it was his first appearance in this version, if I'm not wrong. So we got the very easy version of the Contra Crushers. Nope. Oh, hello. Guess I should have kept my distance a little bit there. Hello, have that. Have that. With the explosion sound effect, it's so much more satisfying in this version. Anyone else? There we go. Okay, alright, this nonsense, alright. Okay, good. If you're not ready for it, it's tough. Alright. Self-destruct or something? Oh. They're gonna try and drown you. Can't end this way. Oh. Oh. Got some sort of evil temple. Looks like we gotta go that way. I swear to God, if they make me do NES-style platforming in this, I'm gonna lose my mind. Oh my God, they're gonna do it. Okay, hold on. You all will forgive me for this, surely. I am gonna save state this because this is some dumb nonsense. Alright, so I assume... No! Hold on, why couldn't I jump forward there? Okay, good. Alright. Oh, of course. Oh, can you... Oh, okay. Maybe it was just the timing on that punch there worked out in my favor, because I feel like I anti-aired him for once. Oh, chin. Okay, he's a little... He definitely can kind of interrupt your stuff. Oh, yeah, he anti-airs you real quick, too. Yeah, again, he just, like... You jump at him, he... Mind lost. Yeah, this is some weirdo stuff, that's for sure. If you're used to Double Dragon 2 a certain way. This is very strange. And this sound, man, this is... I don't know what's going on here anymore. Alright, so they... Okay, so it's boom, boom, boom. Alright. How... Oh boy, making that jump, though. Oh, good luck. Oh, alright, hold on. And, okay. No, hold on, I gotta... I'm doing this wrong. Flicker. And then you wait for the flicker. The flicker is always the sign of when you're supposed to jump, except I didn't jump far enough there. Why?
They say the sea is cold.
Okay, why? I guess maybe I have to be more toward the edge of that platform. Double Dragon, not a game that was made for jumping, for anyone who's wondering, like, why can't he do this? Like, it's not that hard. It doesn't seem like it should be that hard. Oops. And yet here we are. Doing this shit in Double Dragon again. And, like, it's hard for me to tell where I can be on the edge. Actually, hold on. Let me watch this real quick. So we go there. I think... Oh, and you go back. Ah, I see. I think I got it. Oops. And we go here. And then we go there. Oh, wait. Hold on. Really? Hold on. Huh? No. This sucks. I hate this. Okay. No, I'm watching the wrong thing flashing. We're reloading that because that's dumb. Okay. Wait, could I have just jumped straight up to that one? Was I missing that the entire time? Yes, I was missing that the entire time. Awesome. Not as bad as the NES Double Dragon platforming, I will say. They made it a little bit easier. That door. Because we didn't have the dumb shit with the gears. At least not yet. Hey. This is a trap. Billy, Jimmy. Be careful. Did you hear that voice? Miss Marion. Looks like she's having some fun in our heads. Let's go. So silly. Oh no. Okay, well, guess what? I spoke too soon. Alright, let's see. Yep, I had a feeling that was gonna happen. Alright, hold on. I think I gotta just... Nope, hold on. Wait, okay. I'm trying to do it too fast. So we gotta land. No, okay. We gotta do it more like that. Little more measured. See, this is why I did save states, because this dumb nonsense. Can you... Oh, okay, that one goes forward. Okay. So, okay. Why did that? Okay, so I guess I gotta watch this a little bit. Alright, hold on. Where is it? I really gotta get a faster way of doing this. Jessica. Marian. All right, so this one's going that. All right, so we gotta be. Oh, hold on. And this one we gotta go. And this one. Okay. So paying attention to the way the conveyor belts move. Nice. Oh, yep, this, okay. How much of a problem is this gonna be, though? Do we still have, like, the burn-off at the end that we have to take out? Oh, yeah, we do. We totally do. See if I can hyper-knee the burn-off. There we go. And then maybe punch him to get some distance. Boom. Oh. The burn-off stomach punch. Oh. Ah, I didn't time that right. Can I knock Burnov off the edge of the thing? Burnov, bye-bye. Yep. Let me in. Let me into the door. Oh, they had to do it. They had to do it. Oh my god. Okay. Nope. Am I not quite... I must not quite be... Am I somehow, like, coming up short of that? Hold on, I want to try something. There it goes that way. Okay. I'm gonna shamelessly save state my way through this. I think we have to go, like... No? Okay. I definitely feel like we want it going this way so we get that extra little bit of, like, propulsion, right? There we go. Okay. Yeah, I guess it wouldn't, unfortunately, be Double Dragon without that. I mean, I wish it were. I really wish it were Double Dragon without that. But I guess it's certainly... They're obviously aping the the NES version of Double Dragon 2, so they feel like they gotta hit all the same beats. They gotta do all the same things. Okay, you guys got jump kicks, I get it. Everything being fairly susceptible to punches in this, though, does make this, in a way, like, it is Gear Jigoku. Haguruma Jigoku. Oh, you got a little sweep there. Look at you, Chin. Whoa. Okay, alright, yeah, I know. You got those moves. I need to be on another plane, I get it. Alright. Get away! Who else we got? Oh, Arnold is back. You... No, he doesn't like that. Probably just need to do the plane trick with him. Crotch punch him a little bit. There we go. That'll do it. Cutscene. We breaking through the brick wall? What's going on? That's the next exit. Climb up those bricks. I love that we get to see, like, the entire saga of them climbing up the brick wall. Isn't there any elevator? They even crack jokes. Look at them. You guys hearing this? Yeah, two chins is going to be interesting because I think I know the pattern we want to do with them now. Look at... Oh, okay. You get up right by him. He doesn't like it very much. Oh, no, I didn't move in time. Walk him down. Walk him up. Okay. I'm thinking maybe it's not like immediate. If you immediately punch. Elevator! Elevator wa nai no ka? I know what's happening here. Where's the spears? I love, like, the Zuntata ass, like, chanting, though, that they've got, oh, it's not this yet, apparently. I thought for sure we were gonna go right into spears or rolling balls or wall, you know, the wall things or something like that. Oh, I was gonna say, where even is the ladder? But it's like the tip of it is right there. Okay. Screen transition. To another Arnold. Oh, hello. Okay, they don't always behave when they're behind you, but a lot of the time they do. Okay. There's a knee. Good old reliable crotch punch. Gets us through every time. Oh, every once in a while you walk into a throw, though. He Bobo chopped me. Oh, this has got to be Willy, right? Or at least the... Oh, we're just right into Willy! Again, a one-on-one with Willy. It's kind of crazy. Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't trust that you're not just gonna... So maybe he wakes up with a... Okay, alright. Now the question is... Okay, it seems like he always... Do I just have to, like, bait? I'm trying to think how I would deal with that. Oh, no, 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 no. Okay, he's got anti-airs for the hyper knee. I'm just trying to think how you deal with him going from plane to plane when he seems to always have a kick for you, that first plane transition. Yeah, that's... Do you maybe just, like, bait a machine gun or something and that resets him, maybe? Yeah, it looks like that's probably it. Shadow, I assume. Yep. What, was that an auto... An auto grab from the Shadow? Okay. Oh, boy. It's gonna... this is how you guys are gonna play it, huh? Alright. Okay. Fine. No projectiles? Ah! He's a lot quicker on the grabs here. I'm not being very good with the jump kicks, mind you, but... Okay, then maybe that's why. Oh, now you're doing them, okay. Oh, really? Okay. That was some nonsense right there. It's like, no, I'm just gonna wait till you're down from your jump kick, that's all. Maybe I needed to wait longer. It seems like this is probably, I feel like, the most unfair thing they've done with this version is made his grab just like absolute nonsense. Okay, he does have projectiles. He just wasn't using them before. Okay. Okay. What? Wait, what? What kind of a range does that thing have on it? What the heck? Whoa! I feel like it's almost impossible to avoid that. Unless he happens to come up on the other side of you. I'd be curious to see how someone does that a little bit better. Alright. What? What is that? Please, Billy. It's too dangerous from here. Just forget about me. Well, who's left?
俺は危険なことが好きなんだ。
I love dangerous
分かっている
things.
だろう、マリアン。
What else? Who's too dangerous? Oh! Oh, it's the last boss. Oh, it's the last boss from the NES. What the hell? Like, he's just invisible? Alright. Okay, he can interrupt. Can I, like, walk him out of his invisibility? I guess I can, yeah. I guess probably the best thing is just to move around when he's... Oh, that's right. He's got the flips in this like he did in the... Ooh! So walk him around. Okay. Alright, I guess for that, I guess I probably need the spin kick. Maybe I should just be spin kicking him all the time. Yeah, that's totally the NES's final boss. I just forgot about it, because you have to play it on the highest difficulty on the NES to even get this guy. My jump kicks are not hitting very well. Okay, he's right there. I still feel like the best way to do this is to walk him out of it. Except when you walk into it. Oops. No, yeah, it wasn't. He is an NES only guy. Only if you did it on what, like Supreme Warrior or whatever difficulty that was. Oh. That's why I did it on that particular difficulty last week, because I wanted to kind of refresh my memory on how he worked. Okay, he's right there. Yeah, it is a flesh planetarium, isn't it? We're in some sort of a fleshy zone, if you will. We've entered the flesh zone. There we go. Half the budget went to the guy's attack animations. Yeah, seriously. His flips are very loving. Very lovingly rendered. Lovingly drawn. We should have beaten him. Uh-oh. Could it be? You did well up until this point. We didn't defeat the real him. Are they going to add another boss fight to this, or is this just the ending? Okay, no, it's just the ending. We got an interesting piano rendition of the Double Dragon theme here. Yeah, those PC Engine, I would have blown my mind as a kid too. I would have been like, what? I get a cartoon and a video game all in one thing? It's craziness. It's too much. I don't know what to do with all this. I did not. Well, I don't know if he ever had a CD, but I had a friend who had a TurboGrafx. I think he might have eventually gotten a CD, but obviously this port never left Japan, so unless he would have gotten into imports or something, it would have never crossed my path. But yeah, this would have been cool as hell to see as a kid. What an interesting port of this game. Like, it's not even... It's obviously going after the NES version, but it's just so different even from that in terms of, like, how it handles. Like, maybe if I tried a higher difficulty level... The default was easy. I didn't set it down to easy. It defaulted to that. But maybe if I'd set it up higher, like, they wouldn't just be so susceptible to just the regular punch combos. I'll have to try sometime, but... Naxat Soft, I believe, was the publisher. I'm just gonna sit here at the Naxat Soft logo and that's it, I assume. Alright. I don't think we're going any further than that. Alright. We got one more magazine to look at here. And now we're going forward a little bit in time. I should also say that this version, this port of Double Dragon 2, again, a 1988 video game, was released in 1993 on the PC Engine CD-ROM, so quite late. The Sega CD version of Final Fight would also come out this same year, and also the Sega CD version of something else. But let's do what we did before. Let's look a little bit more holistically at what else we might have here. What else came out? Metal Max 2 came out on the Super Famicom. That's a very, very well-loved series of RPGs that I've never touched. But it got great scores, 8887. Wow. I'm not sure exactly how that would be written, like if that's yaiba, like this is like a kanji for like fang or tooth. I don't know, something that got just straight fives across the board. We've got Super Kickboxing, which got better scores than this game, interestingly enough. Super Kickboxing from Electro Brain got a 6, 7, 5, and 5. We've got Densetsu no Ogre Battle. So we've got the original Super Famicom Ogre Battle, which got, rightfully so, pretty good scores, 3 8s and a 9. We've got Super Baseball 2020. I have some memories of playing that. 7 6 7 7. We've got I did not know there was a California Games 2 on the Super Nintendo, but here it is. California Games 2, 6, 5, 7, and 4. We've also got Super Famista 2, so Famista having moved on to the Super Famicom by this point. We've got Star Wars: The Empire Strikes Back by Victor, 6463. I feel like a lot of us who grew up during this age of the Super Nintendo were like held hostage by those Star Wars games. Like they were impressive in so many ways, but then were just absolutely balls hard. We'll take a look at Double Dragon 2: The Revenge in just a second here. We've got, what is this? Devastator for the Sega CD. I'm unfamiliar with Devastator. Oh, it's a wolf team, or no. Urufu Chifu. Is that the same as Wolf Team, or is that someone else? I don't know. But it got 5s. It looks like Asuki Komikure. And It's some type of action game, regardless. Sim Earth, the Sega CD version of Sim Earth, 6766. We've got a okay port, I guess, of a game that I really like, which is the Ninja Warriors. The Sega CD version of the Ninja Warriors got a 5.74 and 4. Quite an old game by this point. And I believe a lot of the criticism of it is around like why are they porting this thing in 1993? What is this? Korutomasta. Oh, it's an Ultraman game on the Game Boy. Looks like some type of, it is a quiz game. It is an Ultraman quiz game, and yet somehow got 3 6s and a 5. We've got Killer Tomato also on the Game Boy, which got 5.75 and 3. I've never played Killer Tomato, but there it is. Let's take a look at Double Dragon. Double Dragon 2: The Revenge. I was going to say, I bet, did this get lower or higher scores than the Mega Drive version? Let's remind ourselves. 4, 5, 6, 3. 4, 5, 6. I guess maybe this would be a little bit higher overall, though. God, not by much. A cartoon based on the cult movie. Oh, that's right. So Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. It might be. I forgot that they made a cartoon of that thing. Let's see if it says. Yeah, I think Satsujin Tomato, so which is literally murderous tomatoes or killer tomatoes. You're it says in here you're a veteran of the Tomato Wars. A veteran of the Tomato Wars. Oh boy. All right. Let's zoom in a little bit here, make this a bit easier to read. We've got a couple 4s, so let's take a look at a couple of our lower scores here. I mean, I feel like we can kind of guess what the criticism of a port of Double Dragon 2 would be in 1993, but let's just see. Let's see here. Punch to kick. Yeah, so they're kind of complaining about the control scheme a little bit here. I guess that would have felt a little esoteric to preserve that same control scheme in 1993. And they're just like, I don't understand why it has to be this way. And it's like, yeah, they're basically just kind of going on about how weird it feels with the directional controls. It's like I felt that it was that I had to cross it was funny that I had to cross the river by jumping, which you definitely did. But is this really necessary for a brawler? The answer, good reviewer, is no. It is not necessary for a brawler, and Double Dragon has made this mistake time and time again. It wasn't the first time they made that mistake, and I don't think it'll be the last. I think there's some weird, goofy stuff in Double Dragon 3, though not as much of it. At least not the same kind of weird, goofy stuff. Way too many times. Yes, isn't in Double Dragon 3, there's the thing with like the weird alien monster thing that I think it's not platforming so much as it is having to jump to the correct squares in the correct sequence, or like the thing like grabs you. And then I feel like there might be some light platforming in NES Double Dragon 3, but I can't quite remember. Let's see here. Not in 3. Yeah, okay. So it must not be in anything. There definitely is in NES 2. Oh boy, is there in NES 2. Let's look at our 6 here. What is it? How does a person justify this as a 6? Okay, so their first sentence is basically just saying like, I think this game feels good. And at this particular point, the characters, it feels like a disadvantage that the characters are as small as they are. Fair enough. I mean, what, you had Final Fight really, really ratcheting up the size of characters, right? That's one thing it did very well. Of the many types of similar games, it's a pity that this is so lacking in moves. So we had people complaining, or sorry, applauding, I believe, the Mega Drive port of this for having a variety of moves. And now we have people saying there's not enough moves. So who knows? What else do we have here? Yeah, they said, I can't get behind, these tough guys that are fighting with their fists, the main characters being able to die from falling from a height. I don't think I did that. Maybe they like jumped off. Oh, maybe like jumping off a ledge instead of a ladder or something. Maybe it just like kills you. So that's kind of their argument there. That is a funny observation. Yeah, so that's, I don't know what I would have thought of this game coming out in 1993 either. I mean, I don't know. I was pretty immune to like a game feeling too out of time, I think. Though I definitely didn't notice it. Like I didn't notice when it happened. It's not like I was just like, I could just pick up anything at any time and not think, this doesn't feel very modern or whatever. But like, I think I rolled with it a little bit easier than some people did. Because by 1993, right, like the NES still didn't feel that old, at least not to me. So I feel like maybe once we started getting into like PlayStation and Saturn and stuff like that, maybe I had this concept of, oh, this is like an old feeling game or whatever. But I think by the Super NES, I still played and I still enjoyed NES stuff. So I guess this was probably not the case for everyone, but nonetheless. We finished up a little bit early today, so I want to take a look at something that I mentioned earlier in the stream. I am not at all planning on playing this to completion, but I mentioned it, so we might as well take a look at this piece of garbage too. Speaking of Double Dragon 1, as I was earlier, I mentioned a port to a port that did not leave US and Europe of Double Dragon 1 on the Mega Drive / Genesis. And so you know what? Why don't we just take a look at that real quick? Because I remember this one being pretty rough. All right. We're back to Double Dragon 1, so we're back to the land of the elbow here. But if I remember correctly, the elbow in this version of the game is not good. And it makes it... was this an unlicensed port? Interesting. I was not aware it was unlicensed. All right. We get the old Marion gut punch. But I remember... Wait, hold on. Elbow works that. See, he's like... But elbow isn't working that way? Oh, it's the same way each way. It's been a minute since I played Double Dragon 1. All right. See, it doesn't, you can already tell, right? Like, it's not that the elbow doesn't work at all, but like, they kind of back off from it sometimes. Which, like, that elbow was like an instant trap for people in the original game. I feel like this has the much harsher Genesis sound that people associate with the Genesis. Like, this does not have the awesome tunes that that Double Dragon 2 port that we just looked at had. I mean, listen to this. Listen to this warbly. I mean, it is funny. All right, the elbow's not quite as ineffective as I remember the elbow being ineffective against a Bobo, actually. More than anything else. So let's see how right or wrong I am about that as he busts through the wall here shortly. Oh god, okay. No. See? Yeah, see? He's definitely juking that elbow quite a bit more. And juking the whip? Juking just about everything you can juke, to be honest. I'm sorry, that really makes me laugh. Bat? Okay, Bat works on him pretty well. Pwee! Oh. Oh, you're okay. You got an answer for that. So they make a Bobo pretty strong to the elbow, which I don't love, but oh yeah, here you are. Oh no. I wanted that. I wanted to keep that. Maybe I just gotta time it better. It's not quite as free as it is in the arcade Double Dragon one, but I mean, just it's like somebody has a slide whistle or something. I mean, that music. I swear to God, it's a slide whistle. No, I see you got dynamite. Yeah, I think they... Honestly, they probably made the elbows hitbox a little bit more reasonable, because, like, it was very unreasonable in the arcade game. Like, it just stuck out for so long. So, I don't know. Whoa, hello. Maybe I shouldn't be as harsh on this as I am, but... If you're porting the arcade game, though, you know, you should do it warts and all. Okay, I'm just gonna get punched forever, apparently. So crunchy. Alright, here we go. Here comes the slide whistle again. Oh, hello. Here he comes. Oh, hello. You're a fast mover. Again, I feel like the one thing they really didn't quite get in a lot of these ports of Double Dragon is like the making these guys move way too fast. All right, maybe we can loop this guy. Nice. The C64, this version. Yeah, I feel like that's not too uncommon. Like C64 kids, I feel like enjoyed their Double Dragon 2 quite a bit. The publisher of this one, Accolade, was known to release unlicensed Sega Genesis games until legal troubles happened to them, and later became a licensed publisher of Sega Genesis games. Okay. So they had a... Oops, wrong buttons. Whoever did this music, though, man oh man. This is like a... kind of a crime against the Double Dragon soundtrack a little bit. Though, I mean, given that the NES version was not really in any way attempting to be a port, like, I guess technically, I do not at all think this is a better game, but technically it's a better port, I guess, right? Because the NES was really just its own... This guy just... Okay. Because, I mean, what? We didn't... Did we have other... The arcade music is really harsh, you're right. It is very, very tinny. So yeah, I suppose that's a good point in that way, it's not really doing too much different, is it? Yeah, I wonder if this was their, like, I wonder if they really were just attempting to, like, to really replicate it, or if this was just, you know, how it came out for them on the Genesis. That's a really interesting point, actually. Where are you going? Oh, I wanted the barrel, actually, but I can't get it now. All right, here we are in the forest. This whip has no reach on, like, the enemies in this game have answers for pretty much every weapon. Oh, yeah, throw the knife. Oh, okay. Well, you at least like to run into elbows, don't you, friend? For the most part. Okay. Don't walk into pit, because it doesn't let you scroll very far. Oh, hello, you're on this side of the bridge! What are you doing over here, buddy? You're supposed to be on the other side of that bridge. Okay. What was that all about? Alright. I don't like that they're not letting me go very far ahead on the screen here. Like, that's not great. I assume yep, okay. Oh god, okay, there's another one of you over there too. Ooh. Okay, well that was a life, not because I got knocked into the water, but just a life due to damage. Oh, wrong way. Wrong way. Oops. Ah! Okay, good. Double Dragon game. Oh god, that game. Oof. I mean, that's not even like, say what, you know, I talk trash about this port, but at least it's them trying to be, you know, trying to do the arcade game. That Game Gear game, I don't know what the hell that thing's supposed to be. Like, that's its own weird, bad thing. I cannot really get down with that much at all. Come on, throw the knife. Are you won't cross that pit? Is that what's happening? Didn't mean to do that, but okay, that works too. What? I do not like how I'm like hugging the right side of the screen at pretty much any one given time. Maybe. Oops. No. I think you just gotta time the elbow a little early in a lot of cases. At least when they're coming up. Alright, who? Oh! They move so fast! So fast. These abobos are just running. I mean, at least it's not Double Dragon 2 where the abobos are done in like 4 kicks or whatever. They're at least like the level of challenging that they're supposed to be. Come on, man. You'll die one day. I know you will. Alright. Oh, hello. Oh, good job. Do not go near bottom of screen. Note to self. Yeah, he does have guns in that one, doesn't he? Which is just like, why did you put the Double Dragon name on this? Like, I don't really understand. Like, any port in a storm, like anything with the Double Dragon name on it can be anything. Like, I mean, Technos notoriously was bad with like its quality control on its Double Dragon licenses, right? Like Kishimoto used to always complain about that in interviews after. He's like, I don't like that they mismanage the franchise so much and they just license it out to anyone with a, you know, a programmer and a dream. Which is definitely what happened with that Game Gear game. Boy, oh boy. I think there was an Atari Lynx port that was kind of an alright version of the arcade game. Again, at least it like tried to be the arcade game though, I think, and not some weirdo other thing. If I remember that version correctly. It did have a gun. Double Dragon with guns. Just what it was missing, really. Machine Gun Willie's gun was not enough. We needed to give the Lee brothers guns to even the playing field. Alright, I am getting further in this than I thought I would, I have to admit. Does the trick work? The trick works? Oh my god, the trick works. Walk right past those guys. You all saw it. I'm telling you, it works in the arcade game too. If you just come in moving. These guys are giving me more of the business than I'm used to, though, I gotta say. Alright, let's see if my tactic for this remains the same. Okay, it sticks out a little bit more here. Alright, this is a little bit different. So I'm just going to use my invincibility frames to go through it in this case. Ah, hey! What do you mean? Sir, I'm trying to elbow you. I love how they won't let me scroll to the end of this here, which is not how it's supposed to be. Thank you very much. Reminding me of one of the XBLA ports. Yeah, we were talking about Double Dragon 2, the Wander of Dragons or whatever it was earlier. Bobo's just gonna stand there clapping all day. And that thing, yeah, I don't, also the port of Double Dragon 1 was, at least visually, like, terrible looking. I remember, it's like, you put this very, like, XBLA, you know, 3D skin on it, and it's like, who would want this? No one. And it's letting me fight these Abobos separately, which is interesting. I assume the other one will come breaking out of the wall. But, like, it wasn't putting them both on screen. Yeah, there's a spot. But it's not putting them both on screen at once. Which was the whole thing about this part, right? It's like, oh, you gotta deal with... I had to deal with two Abobos before. I don't know why they walked them back now. Oops. Oh, mistake. No, mistake. Input, miss. Come on, Abobo. For God's sake. Alright, so now, yep, we should be getting into this. Oh, you're actually not gonna cross this line. That's interesting. Okay, well, you'll punch me when I see how it is. Oh, now you'll cross it. I should not get that close to the bottom. There's Marion. Can I... Okay, yeah, that did not work at all. Okay, yeah, I was wondering if I could avoid them in any capacity, but... It's definitely not throwing as many enemies at me, which is good, but... There we go, if we can loop them like this here. Input miss. There's Willy. We get, like, no screen space! Okay. Oh, I might not be able to do this on 1 credit. That's fine. Oh. There's... That 2600 port of Double Dragon. Okay. This will probably be a 2cc then. Oops, wrong buttons. I think... Now that I've kind of figured out some of the weird things, I feel like I could make this into a 1cc if I really wanted to. I don't know if it's worth the effort particularly, but, yeah, okay. Machine gun is a one-hit kill! Look at that. Ah. Okay, he's dead. Feel like you probably won't be a problem from here. Yep. Yeah, the 2600 port is almost like an unrecognizable... Whoa, we got like some... humping action going on there. Oops. Wrong button. May you live happily forever. Ballistic presents Arcade Blockbusters! And that was a port of Double Dragon that you can certainly play if you want to. But honestly, I don't know. And unless you're really, you know, plumbing the depths and going through all the archives, I'm not too sure why you would sink too much time into that one. It's not. In the end, I guess it's maybe I was a little harsh on it when I talked about it in that early scrolling down the belt episode, because like it is a little bit weird, but I don't know. In the end, even though it has some feeling differences, like it captured it all right. It was an all right port. I'm guessing probably judging on a port basis, not an overall game quality basis, but just like how good of a conversion of it, how good of a port is it? It's probably pretty up there until we get to like, you know, Game Boy Advance and things like that. Like one of the more contemporary ports, I guess is what I mean to say, not some of the ones that they do later. But yeah, I guess on a port basis, like it's not terrible. Anyway, we'll call it there for the night, I think. Call it a tiny bit earlier than I've been going. So and I don't have a Famitsu to look at for that Double Dragon port because it didn't come out in Japan, so it would not have been covered there. Yeah, it was better than I remembered it too, shockingly. Who knew? It was all right. I'm not gonna sit here and say it was a masterpiece, but it was all right. But so Tuesday, I'm gonna get back to the Japanese band and musician game. So what that's gonna look like? Sorry, I said Tuesday, but I meant Thursday. That stream's probably gonna look like our last PS1. Well, maybe not our last PS1 game, but Toma Lark, which is the Lark and Seal game that y'all have to watch me play badly because I'm really garbage at that game. we're going to get into the Morning Musume Space Venus game on PS2. It's not much of a game, but we will look at it because it's interesting. And then I think we'll do one of the Sugoroku games, probably the first Mini Moni game, which I believe is going back to being a PS1 game. And then I think for the Thursday stream of next week, yes, you will get Koino Dance Site on Thursday for sure. And my YouTube video of it will be blocked in all regions after it's done, like the last couple of streams have been, but that's okay. That's the way it goes with copyrighted music on YouTube, unfortunately. Didn't get strikes. My channel's fine. It just is blocked from being able to be viewed, which is not the end of the world. I think probably the VOD is still there on Twitch. But then the stream after that, the Thursday after that, I'm not quite sure what we're going to do Tuesday next week yet, but the Thursday after that, we'll probably just wind down the Mini Moni games. I'm not going to play every one. There's way too many. I do want to do one of the rhythm games that has, actually probably two of the rhythm games. And maybe we'll pick one of the other ones as well. I think I know which one I'm going to pick. So it might be three Mini Moni games to finish things off. And that stream, not this next stream, but the next one after that, we will have the return of our special camera, because we'll have two things that we'll be showing off. One of them is a peripheral, a tambourine peripheral for a Mini Moni rhythm game, which I'll set up and try to use, even though I'll be at the same disadvantage I was with the V-Pick for that. I just won't be able to do as well with it, but that's okay. And then we'll have a Sega Pico. We'll have the stream debut of the Sega Pico, which has a little bit of a visual element to it as well. So we'll drag that thing out and put a second camera on that too. That'll be next Thursday. And then I think what we'll do is tambourine. Yeah, I will not be using a dance pad. I do not own a dance pad. So you will see me playing that one with a controller. I regret to inform you. But you will see the tambourine because I do have the tambourine peripheral. So you get one and you get a Pico. So that'll have to be good enough. And then I think I'm going to do odds and ends on the Thursday after that. So 2 Thursdays from now. There's a couple games I found out about that didn't make it into the book that I might do playthroughs of, at least partially. And then we'll move on to another theme on Thursdays after that. So that's kind of what the Thursday streams will look like. And I'll come up with an idea of what I want to do for this next Tuesday. It probably won't be Double Dragon 3. Not yet. Double Dragon 3 will come in good time, but I don't think I'm quite ready for it yet. But yeah, that's what things are going to be looking like. And so look forward to that. But until then, I hope everybody stops by Thursday for some more J-pop oddities, mostly surrounding Morning Musume, but we got some stuff for some Lark and Seal fans in there too. So, psyched for Tomalark. Hopefully we'll get to show you a little bit of Hyde's recorded play, because Hyde, and I'll tell the story behind Tomalark too. It's very fun. I got to do an interview with the guy who directed that game back in the day, and so he has some of it is public knowledge, but he has some pretty funny anecdotes about that. So look forward to that. And see everybody Thursday. Bye.